Hey, thanks for tuning in. It's Cooper here, another episode of My Opinion. My opinion, this topic matter is dogs and philosophy. Across the world, there's so many different training ideas and thinking processes and ways that work and ways that don't work and ways that work for some and ways that don't work for others. But correct me if I'm wrong. I don't ever remember a dog in any one of my psychology classes, philosophy classes, theory classes, or entomology classes, genetic classes, history classes, calculus classes, geometry classes, psych classes, animal science classes, animal husbandry classes. I say all that to say we as the people have philosophies and theories that oftentimes need to be kept to themselves, but more often than not, so many people don't have any understanding of the many different pieces of training that are out there, the many different ideas. They get stuck in what one person taught them, and that's all they know. They don't investigate anything more, and that's all they know. I was fortunate. I went overseas and trained where you could use certain tools. I trained down south where certain tools were the only thing that they only knew how to use. I trained up north here. I trained over in Europe. I trained in Italy. I trained in Germany. I trained in England. Trained in France. Trained in Minnesota, St. Paul, pretty much 17 states the last I counted. So when you look at the differences in philosophies are human-driven. Dogs don't live by human philosophy. Dogs don't live by human thought process. So for all those who try to humanize the dog in many of the behaviors that they do, you are 100% wrong, because the dog is not human. Yes, the dog does start mimicking our pack behaviors in many different ways, but still not human. A dog will bite you no matter how docile that animal is. There is something that can push a dog to bite you. That has nothing to do with the dog being mean. It has to do primarily with the dog living life as a dog. I talk about dog philosophy and I talk about dog behavior all the time. The hard part about dogs' behavior in today's society, the mental society of the human being has become so soft and so lacking of wanting to have true information, so willing to follow ignorance, that dogs have a hard time surviving in it because they get themselves in trouble. They growl at the human and they tell the human, don't step on my paw, don't crawl on my back, and all of a sudden the human doesn't do it, and the dog turns around and says, well, I'll have to make you, and then they bite, and so now it's a bad dog. No, the dog's doing what the dog gave the warning. Oftentimes in many dog bites, people say, well, the dog never gave any warning. Yes, it did. You just didn't pay attention to it. It could have been a shrug of the shoulder. It could have been a just close of the eyes. It gave a warning. It could have been a staunch posture. It gave a warning. So for all those humans who are stuck in theory and philosophy, please take the opportunity to educate yourself on how to work a true working dog. What aspects have to go through in order to get a dog to truly work. Yep, I've seen a lot of trick dogs. Trick dogs do a lot of great things. But I've also seen trick dogs fail when they're demanded to do things that are intensively important. There's 100 million great trainers out there. There is a lot of theory, philosophy, and people change and make philosophies up just to write a book. That doesn't make it 100% correct, accurate, or fine. Those that do well in the industry, you look at your police training dogs, you look at your service training dogs, you look at your military trained dogs. The hard part about all those other dogs that are working out there, none of these people are writing books because they're too busy doing the job. Yes, I haven't gotten around to doing my book, but to put things into a book that actually work in philosophy-wise, it's hard because today's world thinks that they can negotiate with a dog. Dogs don't negotiate. They think that they can bribe. Dogs don't accept bribes. Yes, you get a dog to do a trick, but guess what? When you have that treat and you call them in to come and you're holding the treat in the hand and they still go run and chase a squirrel, your training method doesn't work because they're not paying attention to it. Because their prey drive, which is real for those that are telling individuals out there that dogs do not have prey drive. Are you kidding me? Well, I don't believe in that philosophy that there's no hierarchy and dogs don't have a prey drive. Dogs don't have a leader control situation. Where is this idealistic? Well, I should back up. I understand where the idealistic thinking process is coming from. It's coming from many that don't have experience, that have a platform to talk about it. Idealism is great. We're all idealists usually from 12 years old all the way to 35. And then all of a sudden the real world kicks us in the butt and go, you know what, there's some things I need to change, because to be idealistic about it doesn't work. And if you never change your idealism to fact, you're always behind the 8 ball. You're always frustrated, upset, and you always believe that you're the only one right, and why doesn't everybody else have an understanding? But the problem is philosophy and theory. Theory is great. Philosophy is great. Philosophy fails. Theory fails. Theory fails by fact. Philosophy fails by fact. Fact is proven information. A Schutzhund dog, guess what? Works hard and do the job that it was bred for. A ring sport dog will do those types of things, but I can guarantee those dogs can't do it without a resource outline that's cause and effect. They can't do it. They won't do it. You can treat all you want. They won't do it because it doesn't work the drives that they're interested in. So take philosophy, take theory, read all of them, understand all of them, but don't close your mind off. If you're a true trainer and understander of animal behavior, don't close your mind off of true facts of what dogs do. Dogs are dogs first, and humans never. Just my opinion.